What's up?
Just wanted to talk
So what do you want to talk about?
about survival. What's in your bag?
Well, in my bag, I have the tools needed to cover these 5 categories.
This is Preparation 101.
The most important tool in any kit is a knife. Knives come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes, all the way from a little folder up to a big old machete. Now, the most important knife is the survival knife. Good, sturdy knife. Keep it sharp. You can do many chores with this knife. There's 3 different styles of points to the survival knife. There's the clip point, the drop point, and then there's the Tonto.
What's your preferred style of knife?
I prefer the clip point. I find it's a little easier to do the finer works with this style of blade here. It's a little more control. Alright, what do you like to carry?
I prefer to carry this little guy here. I always carry one that folds up, nice easy storage. And I always carry this bad boy.
Very nice.
What about you?
Well, again, this is my preferred knife. If you don't have a hatchet, still use this to chop with. And it's always good to have a nice little folder for skinning. And also, to save my knife sharpness, a machete is good to carry if we're doing the heavier chopping. And if you're going to carry some knives, you're going to want to be able to keep them sharp. So I recommend a couple different styles of sharpeners that fold up nice and compact. It's really easy to keep your blade sharp. They don't take up much space in your bag.
Our first topic is going to be shelter. Probably one of the most vital things that you can do when it comes to survival. Protects you from the elements.
Not only does it protect you from the cold, it can also protect you from the heat. It only takes 3 hours for hypo or hyperthermia to set in. What are some of the tools you use for building a shelter?
One of the things that I always carry with me, I always carry a good hatchet. You can chop down sticks to build the frames for your shelter. You can use it to chop off boughs for a roof or bedding. If you don't have a hatchet like that, you can always use a nice sturdy machete. A good sharp machete does just as well as a hatchet does. And then you're going to need some sort of cordage. I prefer to use a roll of twine.
And I like to use 550 paracord. Also in shelter building, that trusty survival knife comes back into play. If you don't have a hatchet or a machete, you can still use this knife to chop branches. And in later episodes we'll be doing some shooting in the field, demonstrating different types of shelter that can be built. Our next topic is fire. All the experts say you need to carry 3 ways to start a fire. What are those 3 ways?
Fire striker. Match. And a lighter.
For matches, it's always good to have a waterproof container to keep them in. There's a lot of options you can buy at the store, or it's very easy to make your own out of a little waterproof container. Just make sure you include the striker. And it's always a good idea to make sure you have some kind of a tinder. This is something I made using 151 rum and wood pellets.
In future episodes, we'll take you out in the field and we'll show you different ways to make fire. We'll show you with the fire striker, matches, and a lighter, as well as basic sticks and twine. Water, for obvious reasons, is key for survival. It only takes 3 days to die from dehydration. Now there's different ways of going about acquiring water and filtering water so it's drinkable. What are a few of those ways, Nate?
Well, probably the best and easiest way is to boil your water. So you're going to need to carry some kind of a container that can hold water and withstand the heat of the water being boiled. And also, this little cook stove here works great if you don't want to set up a large fire to attract attention to yourself. Then there's also a water filter. This, small, compact, simple to use, doesn't take up much space in the bag. Then the other way would be using purification tablets. The filter does not purify the water. The filter removes bacteria, but if it's a highly contaminated water source, you're much better off boiling or using the purification tablets to treat the water to make it safe to drink. Our next topic is food.
Food is a rabbit in a field.
Food is a fish in a stream flowing down the mountain.
Or a berry on some vines.
What are some things you would use to acquire these foods?
A good sharp knife is what I would use to acquire these things. You can use a knife in many different ways to acquire food. You can use it to build traps, build snares for catching food, lemon berries off of vines. What are some other ways, Nate?
Well, some good cordage comes in for building those snares. Also, for those fish in the stream, it's nice to have a little fishing kit. Got your spool of line, some hooks, some sinkers, and some flies. Also, it's good to have either freeze-dried or canned foods in your pack.
Protection. Key to survival. You're going to want to protect what you have. You're going to need to know how to protect what you have. And the only way to do that is to practice. What are some things that we have here for protection, Nate?
Well, the most obvious thing that's probably catching everybody's eye right now is this nice little handgun. That's something easily concealed, lightweight, doesn't take up much space, but can stop larger predators or, in some cases, even people that are a threat to you. Then we've got the survival knife again, and the machetes. But also, protection's not just about something trying to physically attack you. First aid kit. Protect you from infections. And there's also sunscreen or bug repellent to protect you from those pesky little mosquitoes. You might be wondering what all these random items are that we have set out for you. These are some of the miscellaneous items that we like to carry in our bags. They can become very helpful in any situation. What are some of the items you like to carry?
Well, I like to carry a roll of flagging tape. lets people know where you are. It's a good way to mark your location, trails that you're on. I like to carry my binoculars so you can see things from afar. A shovel, very handy tool. And these little boys here, very handy. Carabiners, and also some coffee for the mornings.
Alright, some of the things I like to keep. Gloves, keep my hands warm. Nice warm hat. Oh, a pair of multipliers. Comes very handy. Gotta have the silverware. Nice little sewing kit. Face net. Insect repellent. Soap. Flashlight. A compass. Very important item to have. And last but not least, the teepee. Sometimes leaves just don't get it all. There's many other items that you could carry. It's all personal preference. Anything that you think of that could make your day easier, well, that might be a good item to have in a survival situation.
What's the worst type of berries? Dingleberries.
Finally, the most important tool, your mind. The more you know, the more prepared you will be. And preparation is key to success in any situation.
You can never be too prepared. There are many places you can go to find out more on preparation and survival. There are many books out there on survival, and we're going to continue to go out and put our survival skills to the test and show you guys how to survive.
That's right. Future episodes, we'll be going over each category in the field, showing you some different tricks and tips to help you along your journeys. I'm Nate Ward.
And I'm Will May.
And we are prepared.
Are you?